Well, hello and good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to the SISU Racing Championships 2024-25, presented by Lead Out here. We are in with the Crit Championships. We've already had a couple other championships out here for SISU. We're going to be in with the A's and the B's up front, just so everybody knows, as we're presenting for the club out here today. We're going to try and jump in with the C's and the D's and try and track along for each and every one of the sprints. We'll give you guys some updates over on Swift Power as well as we go along for this. Dave, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with SISU every week since the start of this championships. One of the best clubs out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've been big fans of Matt's for such a long time, and what Sisu's been doing has been great. I kind of almost, Nathan, feel like we're honorary members. If I do join a club, and believe me, I'm talking to so many. My agent Nathan is handling so much with that, but Sisu's really at the top of my list for I think who I want to get in there with because it's such a fun group. You know how you always have said for I think we've done thousands of broadcasts now, and I love it. But you always say good morning, good evening, the whole thing around the globe. Well, that's Sisu. Really, isn't it? When you think about it, this team has more representation globally. I don't know if they're the biggest club by volume, but by spirit, by joy, by connection, they're certainly number one in my book. That's for sure. So it's been really fun. You're right. Just getting back to what you said, getting to hang with Sisu for 3 weeks has been tremendous.
Absolutely. And as the riders do get out on course, we're going to have the A's out here. Let's take a quick look, though, at how the championships have gone so far. We do have from last week's championship. This is the champions that we had out on course. It was Martin Kvist, Mathiasen, Eddie Paletti. It's going to be Martin Dampierre, Clive Bednall, and Alan Crew for the A, B, C, D, and E grade, respectively. And Mana Kangas Niemi, I'm going to say, and Jessica Latro. Go ahead,
Let me
Dave.
hit that one. Mona Tangasniemi.
That's spot on, I think. Nice one.
I'm just gonna roll with it, but you know how much I love it, right? With names, Nathan.
Yeah,
Isn't that my
100%.
jam? Wouldn't you say if like someone asks you, "Hey, what's Dave all about?" It's like he's like about names, man.
He's got him down. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we're gonna jump across over to our A category as the riders are out on course. As we get in with them, it's spicy right from the get go
Oh
here,
boy.
Dave.
Yeah. Okay. So we start everyone together. So correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan, but we're still in the format of there's six. Excuse me. I'm so excited. 6 different time slots that this event happens, and we'll be going back and cross-analyzing them all together. We think that our broadcasts have helped. We like to. Egos are huge over here in Colorado. I always like to think that people like being on TV. So what we're going to do then, Nathan, is we start everyone together, just like every other Sisu race, right? That's the ethos of this team. And then let the chips fall where they may. And a lot of that is the Bs who can hang with the A's
Well,
the
actually, I'm going to
longest.
interrupt you. It's a little
It's
different on this
changed.
one. It
Is it?
has, sorry. Yes,
Yep.
because it's a points race, they changed it. Because you don't
Okay.
want people grabbing points, right, in a situation. So we got
Oh, it'd
with
make the
Lambert
scoring
here, exactly,
insane.
make the scoring
Yeah.
almost impossible. So they changed it
So
up a
A's
little
with
bit.
A's, B's with B's today. Then.
Exactly.
Because we
exactly.
had to, though. Because what I was saying was true more or less in that they like to do it that way at Sisu. Start everyone together in the gravel races when they can. But today it didn't work. So thanks, Nathan, for not letting me go on too long.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Well, Lambert does grab the first, and is he just gonna like walk away with this one? Is that what's going on here? It looks like in this situation, he may be just trying to just walk away with this one.
It's a really tough situation starting with such a small group, right? You can it would encourage attacking and racing your own race so much more so with no peloton to be stalking you out here. So, but again, is Glizzy Daddy? You know what a glizzy is, Nathan? I'd say I learned in the
No, I
last
don't
year.
actually know what a glizzy
Okay,
is. That's an
it's
interesting
a slang. Yeah, it is. That's what I thought. It's a slang term that what I've seen mostly is young American men use for a gas station hot dog on those roller things that you see. This is not a worldwide phenomenon. So in American convenience stores, they have these crazy heated rollers that you put sausages or taco things on that spin around. And so a glizzy is what they call a hot dog.
Wow. Now, wait, is there I don't know if there's actually points on the first banner because Ames is not necessarily going for them. I have to double check that real quickly. I'm going to be checking Swift Power here, and it's going to let us know
Um,
everything that we
okay.
need to know about
Well,
that. But that did not look like a sprint for the line to me.
100% wasn't right. I mean, and they generally have the info, right? So I'm going to say that they didn't contest it. We'll put it that way.
Uncontested. Oh, we've got some. Look at
Uncontested.
that. Did you see that? There's definitely some power ups. I just saw a ghost power up being thrown down. That's going to be David. This is our buddies, the brothers. Remember these guys?
Oh yeah, the twins.
Yeah, making some moves here at the front.
Full
Interesting.
duplicate. Oh, so one thing I wanted to add is you see SISU jerseys and non-SISU. This is an open. That speaks to the ethos of SISU. Is that this is a club championship, but other people are welcome to come race with us.
100%. And we love it when they do. As the riders get going to make their right-hand turn now, as you're going to see, into the downhill. This is one of the most interesting courses, actually, in the world of Zwift racing. It's one of my favorite crit courses because
Hardest
it has
crit
this.
course.
Yeah, it has this nice long downhill that you can get a ton of speed on. You can attack over the top over here a little bit through this flat section, get into the downhill, and then you can roll with a ton of speed actually on through. Now, I wonder if this is going to be the first section where we score points, though, and maybe it's not the KOM. It's through this sprint right here because I see power-ups being popped. So maybe this is going to be the spot where it's actually scored. I'm going to double check on that rule set quick.
Okay, thanks, Nathan. Well, I'll give you a moment to do that, and I'll pick up the action here. As you can see, both the feather and the van, so the drafting and the lightweight power up that we've got. Burrito as well. Ghost. It looks like they're all in play. No anvil that we've seen. So we've had a chance to pick up. So the Canadian brothers, the Calvanians, are all over this one. Again, A's, B's, C's, and D's. We are going to be rolling with the A's and the B's mostly for you here this morning. But this is a proper peloton that we're looking at right now here for our SISU Club Championships. Welcome to everybody around the globe. To those of you that are part of SISU that are going to be heading over
246. Sorry.
246. So you were right.
Laps 246. Yep.
Right. So
First
they
20
were
riders.
right.
My mistake. My mistake.
I should give them credit, Nathan. They weren't sprinting on for the banner on that lap, and they were right not to be. So we got on everything in line once we started realizing that they knew what they were doing. Yeah. And once I saw what they were doing, because I know that they know what they're doing. That's a better way to put it, to be a little more clear, but long-winded. All right, so a lot of SISU jerseys in this group, but again, club's not necessarily working together today to set up one SISU winner. They're looking to get their best spot amongst their own club. So it's kind of like playing your game of basketball where there's another group playing volleyball on the court at the same time, Nathan.
Now we do see Sean Daly and a couple of others making their way up toward
they went up and joined
here. Yeah, they made a quick little jump up to the front, actually. So Lambert
was it last week that Lambert was the strongest rider that we had in our club championship?
Definitely one of the strongest. Yeah. Yes, by far.
He and his teammate on WCC, that W for Waterloo, the Waterloo Cycling Club. So Andrew Lambert still, he's sitting on just over 5 watts per kilo here. Sean Daly of the Wahoo Esports team looking really good. That's Sean in the magenta and blue. And then Glizzy Daddy, where we've already explained what that's all about. Partially. We have more to go.
Okay, now what? Okay, Glizzy Daddy is
here we go.
Food.
Tommy
all
Brown
I can think of is food. That's what I'm like thinking here.
Salty pork sausage.
Oh my gosh.
Ghost power up. Interesting.
Two Wahoo riders. That's interesting. What's happening here? And all of a sudden, kind of like jumping in and amongst the crew now.
Yeah, ghost power up just kind of happening. It's not really for that Andrew Lambert did not use that for any other reason than just to clear it off the deck.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, most likely because
he never thought he was a ghost. He never felt like he disappeared. It had none of the trappings of that. But so that we learned a long time ago, Nathan. I remember when we were learning about the sport, and if you got stuck with an anvil, that you had to use it at some point, right? And then we learned that you can just bin it, as they say in the UK, or trash it. You don't have to just use it up.
Yeah, 100%. And that's exactly, I think, what's going on here. As
Burrito gone, over. Another
yeah,
burrito. So not a good draft at the back of the group right now. That's noteworthy.
no, if you're hanging out at
Or
the
is it?
back at
Yeah.
all, not now. What I'm wondering though, if Sean and crew here have read the rule book, and if they're just out here to get the first across the line on a scratch, whereas perhaps some of these
Because
other
we're on the
riders are
alternate lap,
thinking, well,
alternate
or
point scoring.
perhaps they're just not interested in how this is going to play
They
out.
just want to win a bike
They
race.
just want to
don't
win
really-
a bike race. Yeah, I could see Wahoo like, oh, this looks like a good bike race to jump into. Not interested in the SISU Sprint Crit series necessarily, and so they're
Hey,
just here to hang out.
And I'm not going to be this is not throwing shade or being critical. It is entirely possible that you see this race there. You don't have all the ins and the outs and the details and the data. You just say, I'm just going to jump in and race. This is generally, I can figure it out on the fly. And then you realize, oh, they're doing something here. That's not at all unimaginable, is it, Nathan? If you
No,
think about how
like,
this all
totally,
works.
I could totally see
Right.
that being a thing, 100%,
Uh-huh.
and most likely is a thing here. I think with the
Absolutely.
with these guys who are showing up today.
Good grief, heck, it's a thing for me, to tell you the truth. So I'm far from. What's impressive here is that these guys jump in and look to get some good racing going. Now, there's a ghost that could matter.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look
this
like
is,
he's-
I think,
yeah.
maybe a little bit of a press on here, looking to grab a
Not
few points.
so much that
They're not really. Yeah,
no.
they're not going full gas though, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, as my niece says.
Yeah, no.
So, all right, they're going to fire off now, though. Here we go. This is such there's 374 meters of climbing over what isn't a long distance per se, but this is not a short trip around Scotland here. It's going to be a tough race.
Looking
An
to see if
easy
we
little
can
ride,
get,
I should say. Castle Crit,
rider
29K
nearby.
today.
See if we can get the riders we're looking at here. Make sure, but wow, look at all these power ups. This is actually becoming like power up mania. It looks like to me, like nonstop.
Looks like someone's trying to make a video about here's how the Zwift power ups work. See the burrito? Right. You run them all through. So the only one we're not seeing is Anvil. There's got to be another one I'm not seeing, but there's Van again, the draft power up. Remembering, it's one of the big three, I'd say. Arrow, lightweight, and Van seem to be the most popular or used or logical.
Well, there's plenty of
If-
SISU here. I think we're going to hang out in with this B category for.
This is the race right here,
This
isn't
is
it?
the race. I think this is the
yeah.
race. We'll jump across to the C's in a moment and get a better idea.
Oh.
Maybe in the C category when we get a chance. But I think in that A category, that race is decided. Shout out to Lambert and crew. But I think the
Andrew
C's and the
Lambert,
B's are where
man.
it's at.
Yeah, we're going to be hearing more from Andrew Lambert in a race down the road in many races. So impressive. I was saying, Nathan, I think I cut myself off there, that we're going to see a ton of SISU folks, I'm sure, at Zwift Community Live. So hope that they come up and say hi, for sure. Really looking forward to connecting in real life with so many of the good folks that are part of what SISU has built up.
This looks like where we're going to actually see some sort of a sprint or something here in just a second. I think this is where, yeah, this looks like
Launch pad.
this is contested. This is definitely a contested situation, it looks like to me.
All right, so it looks like SISU's just got one off the front. That's going to be Smith. Baldwin Van Verven now. Dutch rider hits hard, and it's on. This is it. That lights the fuse. Let's see what the guys have got now. Everybody kicking it up into the mid 3 watts per kilo. So we're going.
Turpin is gone. Like, what is that?
Yow.
I mean, that was a massive, massive attack here coming in from Turpin. Nicely done here. He's got the gap. He's going to pull off the first points here, it looks like, because that's got to be what's going on here, as we've got a little bit of a chase. But Alan Turpin with the gap. It's going to be Chris Houston. I think that's going to be Chris Houston. Yep, that's a little making a chase. Bulow's there from Optimum, but there's some big points there for Turpin.
It's like this jersey, Nathan. It doesn't. I haven't looked at all of the jerseys, and this one is not one that really I remember, but it stands out. That's for sure. Turpin is getting a chance to show us show the field a clean rear wheel right now. The American going right at 6 watts per kilo here to open up. I mean, getting 3 seconds right there on this strong group is impressive, no doubt about it. I think that he's going to go out here and just do. Oh, here comes SISU.
Yeah, nice little move from SISU, bringing this back together. It looks like. I think
Locust Cider. That's what the LC is, Nathan. LC. I'm still wondering what the HW is of LCHW.
Locust
Cider's
Cider.
Global thing.
Interesting.
I bet you they're into cider in Wisconsin, right? You have some apples.
Dude,
they love it, right?
Yeah. Cider's definitely a thing here. We like cider, that's for sure.
I think it's anywhere you have apples would be where they like cider, probably.
Let's go ahead and throw in a little bit of. There we go. We got our rider cards going. Now, these are some serious attacks going on here. Like, this is no joke. Sisu's looking for some points. Maybe the reality is that Sisu was waiting for this moment. Big punch now coming on through. And this is going to be, is that going to be Ames? No, it's going to be Golf now. Golf who's actually making the move at the front. Nicely done by him. He's going to take that down. Golf grabs those points. And that's big points actually there from Golf as he comes over the top. He might be able to get away here with another one of the other two Sisu riders.
Looks like. Yeah, and that now nothing wrong with that. 3 Sisu again. They're racing against each other here today. It's not like this is a unique day of racing in our club championships, but they're all doing each other a favor. I like the looks of this. So one of the Calvanians is here, or are 2 of them here? No, I think Curtis Ames, Nathan, also with Eric and Alex, and now more company coming as Chris Houston brings them up and over the top and is helping to reset things a little bit. It's just wow. It's entire that's. Take that snapshot right there. That's a good Sisu moment for you as the team dominating their own club championships. It looks like they are really pressing the pace here, but a few riders might just come back, but they're going to have to work for it. No gifts now.
Yeah, and they get a little bit of a reprieve because it's 2, 4, and 6, right? And then the final across the lines got big points. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and read out those points that you get for.
This is for the final that you're saying?
On the final lap, yeah. On the final lap for the first across line, it's 250, 240, 230, 220, 200, 180, all the way down, and it keeps dropping off all the way down to 10 points for 20th. It's only the first 20 across the line. All right, so it's the top 20 riders for the FAL across these lines that we're seeing for the climb, I think for the KOM and also for the sprint. So
we've had a fair amount of points distributed already, plenty more to come, and then a huge pile, like the leprechaun looking for the gold right at the finish line. But the man or woman who wins their race is not necessarily club champion, are they?
Nope, that's right. That is 100% right. So looking through here, first over lines, what they're going to be looking for up and over the top of this. But, I'm trying to read through here and see whether or not it counts for both banners, though. That's my only thing is like on the
it feels like it does by the way they've raced.
Yeah.
Sort of, but I can't guarantee it for sure, Nathan. I appreciate you doing the hard work. On this, digging into the bylaws.
Yeah, it must be. If it's not named, you would think it's just FAL, for each one. So
I would agree. I'll be honest.
Is this
Can I
KOM?
just say it?
Is
I'm
this
not an
KOM?
FDS fan.
Is this actually a KOM? Is the other question. Like, is this one tracked?
With points in a crit championship? Is that's what you're asking, right?
I'm just wondering if it's actually tracked even. Like Castle KOM. We've got no data here, so
But definitely, I'm going to say that I don't think this affects the ultimate outcome of the race points
No,
wise.
no,
Is
it
my thought.
doesn't. You're right.
Okay,
It's
right,
just that
yeah.
sprint. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. I didn't realize that that
Oh,
one
Nathan,
didn't
are you
count.
kidding? No sorry needed. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Yeah, I should have been informed on that. I just figured that both banners were going to count, but no. A little bit of a ghost power up there being used off the front. Nice little push there from, let's see who we got there.
it was used as intended. Actually, the ghost loves it when you do that. It appreciates it when you actually activate the ghost power up and then try to slip away. Ghost feels good about its own existence at that point. That's going to get the reaction, though. These guys are going to be pretty attentive at this point, Nathan. It's a points race, Crit. This is a points race that is part and parcel with the Crit Championship.
Nice little moves out the front, it looks like here. Let's see who we got now. It's Hopkins. No, it's not Hopkins. It's Houston again.
You don't lose the
Who is?
draft off a Ghost, do you?
No, you don't. The draft 100% stays. Is that Hopkins making the move? That is. That's going to be Hopkins now. Little bit of a kick here from him, and he's looking for the early move. Now, I think we're on lap. What are we on here for laps at this point?
We're in 4 of 8, so we're not quite to the halfway point.
I mean,
When
is
they
this one?
finish this lap and start 5, you've got the full lap of 5, 6, 7, and 8 to go. So just about to halfway, Nathan.
Are they going to need to sprint for this one then?
I think
That's
so.
my question. Let's see what they do. If this is
No,
lap.
this is for points. This is not for the finish. That's my thought, anyways.
Yeah, no. I'm wondering. I think they're gonna start lap 4 here. We usually do have laps at the bottom, but I think this is kind of like a. Oh, we do lap 4 of 8. You're right. There should be points here. It's right there. Laps.
That's what
right
I'm
there.
saying. There you
Yeah.
go. You came around to my way of thinking eventually.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So this is what I'm saying is he's going, and that should be it. Does he back off now? Let's watch what happens with Jeremy, or does he roll on and look for riders to come
I
up and
just
join
roll
him?
on. I would just keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh no, I would too. Why back off now? Right? Make them work to come get you at the worst. I guess you really find out what your intentions are, and I actually think that maybe he realizes we've got a lot of racing to go on a really challenging course with a lot of so.
Slow your roll. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm saying though, you're
careful there.
making some good indicators coming from Jeremy Hopkins. That's for sure. If you can do that, there's no guarantee that you can replicate that over and over. But racing for the SISU Kisa team, I need Matt here to help update me because he'll know exactly what that means. He'll be like, "That's a type of hawk in the southern part of New Zealand."
Yeah,
And
he's
you know
got
what I
it
mean?
all.
Like,
He's got all
yeah,
the
he's
information.
got it all there, right at his fingertips or in his synapses. Big thank you to. Have we shouted out Matt enough? Probably not, because that is one exceptional human being right there, Matt Jansen, the leader of SISU. Who, Nathan, have you ever had anything but just amazingly positive interactions with him?
Yeah, and shout out to him that he gets well too. I was hoping to have him on.
Hey, he's
And,
sick. I
he caught
heard.
a little bit of a bug and couldn't have him on today. Had it all set up for us too. I know he put in a ton of work.
All these mics. Yeah.
Yeah, to get his mic
man.
going and get live. Now this is the tough part: is this downhill?
How
on
do you
this
stay
crit
away
course,
here, Nathan?
It's so
Right.
fast, and then you're working on this, and not only is it that, if you're working on this and the way that it turns, it's like a launch
Look
pad
at that.
at the bottom here.
See?
Watch how they can launch here.
See, so that is like the bottom of on Richmond. Same thing happens to you when you go a reversed or that's forward direction when you go from Libby to 23rd. Same exact thing happens at the bottom of that. That it's almost like a amusement park ride, right? Where you pick up G's and come flying out of that turn, and that's unfortunately going to be it for Jeremy Hopkins for a moment. He'll be back in your view attacking this race again with old school fury. So we're down to it, the back half now of our SISU Crit Championship. They're racing all over the globe just because of the global nature of what SISU does and what Zwift does. You're going to see other time zones having a shot. They'll be looking to get a time, but I don't know that many will do better than what these bees in this moment are doing, as this group has really been full tilt boogie out here in Scotland today.
Another pretty serious move taken here by Turpin.
A non-SISU move, Alex Turpin again. He's really been the thorn in their side, hasn't he?
Yeah, and
The cider
he
boy, the
keeps
cider
trying
man,
it,
Locust.
and they keeps getting chased down. He keeps giving it a go, and they keep
Well, you
just
imagine
saying, "Okay."
even though CISU's not racing together, Nathan, they are racing together when you tack them en masse,
Yeah, and there's
right?
and then there's also the reality that there's some points up there. So hey, bring that guy back. Like
And
I
they
don't
did.
like. It's in
You're
their interest.
100%
It's
right.
in
Yeah,
their interest. That's for sure. I want to shout
it's
out the C category a little bit. Our buddy Andy O'Neill. Remember him?
yeah,
He's got a
for
little
sure
bit of
do.
a gap. It looks like. I'm gonna see if I can get across there in a little bit here and give him give the C category a little bit of love if we can. As
He's an
we had a
American,
lot
right?
of fun last week covering their climb.
Andy O'Neill's one of the Americans on Sisu. He lives in
Yep.
Brooklyn. Born in the UK though, so I'm actually right, but I'm wrong, right? But yeah, good dude in here. So that's the C's. Everybody out on the same course, same distance. 8 total laps out here today. So this is where I'd say crunch time has arrived.
Yeah, 100%. This is the crunch time. Here we go. 16.8, as you said, 29.3 in total. There's a lot of climbing on this course. Dave, you were talking
Remember
about.
what did I say pre-broadcast, Nathan? I remember that when I was like the meters of climbing per kilometer was more than what we called a really tough climbing day today that we did
Yeah,
earlier.
that's crazy. Like, that's
Yeah.
actually crazy. Wow, nice little kick. Here we go. I think this is for some points here. At this point, it looks to me the way that they're pushing this one, which is
I
interesting.
think the twins have activated, Nathan.
Yeah. And Bovin. Oh, well, who's this guy? What is he doing?
What is going on with this? So this is big spin stuff, or is that a previous big spin?
I don't know. Like,
Something's going on.
I think we
And
got Ames though off the front again, and that's the Ames. That's his way. As we've got an update coming through. There's Curtis Ames. It's going to be Chris coming on through next. It looks like, and this is a breakaway situation. I think Curtis could try. Well, he stops though. Chills right on out. Says no,
well,
we're not going to give it a go anymore.
the last time we watched this, it didn't pay off trying to hold them off right as they came back together at the bottom of the descent. And that's, as you said, not many crit courts have a descent where you have enough time to go up and pull a water bottle out of the fridge. But we do here. This make them work for it always. Never give anything back for nothing. So just kind of in recovery mode now. The Sisu squad mobbing up on this. It looks like we might have a sprint proper today from a reduced group. I think that's looking pretty likely for the Lions' share of points waiting at the finish. You said it's basically a ladder 10-point structure, 250, 240, 230 on down, right? So it's you do yourself a huge favor by building up a buffer by collecting some points out here on the even laps. There's Jeremy Hopkins back again, looking like he's champing at the bit. Only one non-Sisu rider left on screen. There's a couple others right behind, like Alex Turpin, who's been active out here today. But that's it. Looks like that selection has been made, Nathan. And it is like the Italians in breaking away. There's just one Dave Stoller there, one guy who's not on the Sisu team. So this is a true club championship. If that rider in black wins, he will be forced to join Sisu.
One of the Sisu riders
I'll
was
lean
off the
on him,
back
Nathan.
there
I'll
for
send him
just
a very
minute.
terse email. Right?
What, like, there's been a lot of chasing actually going on in and amongst this crew. So who do we got here? Let's go ahead and call each one of them out. We've got, it looks to me, to make this front group, Tony Restucia, Jay Smith. We've got Nathan Gertz. We've got Alex Goff, Chris Houston, Curtis Ames, David Calvanian, and Eric Calvanian, the two brothers, and Jeremy Hopkins, all making the front group. The attacks are on. There's actually an invisibility power up. Who's that going to be?
Tony Restuccio. That's extremely cool.
You know this guy?
Yeah, Tony's a great guy. Work with him at Belgian Waffle Rides. He's out of Idaho. His wife, Katie. I did not realize Tony was racing. I worked with him 2 weeks ago.
He's a Sisu guy.
Yeah, he's done Race Across America. He's been on the winning team of Race Across America.
What?
So
No
I'll be
way.
honest, and I know I say a lot of things, but Tony is by far the best timing and
Well, look at
scoring
him.
person.
He's making
So,
some timing right now.
well, this
Tony
is
hears you. I think he's watching the broadcast and
yeah.
doing what he's doing.
So, in all honesty, you should see. So, he's a tech whiz. He does stuff with timing and scoring at BWRs that no one else could do. Tony's only fault, and he'll laugh when he hears me say this, is he's too nice of a guy. Nathan, I'm not even kidding. This dude is unbelievable. And Katie, shout out to Katie, who also has been a long-time Swift racer. So they're up in Boise, but they have a business called OmniGo. And the level of service they provide, I mean, they have this huge trailer. They put up screens that if you come to a Belgian waffle ride, which you should, in the next one's in San Diego in April, you'll see something that'll blow your mind as far as the time. And I know you're like, timing and scoring, what's the big deal? What's really, really hard to do? And it's always
Trust
an
me.
issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timing and
Yeah.
scoring is. I think today we can see timing and scoring is a thing. I mean, like
There you go. Tony would actually be better than what we are. I swear. He's just unbelievable. So, yeah, and then he's raced across America through the years as well with another, a bunch of folks that we know in that. So Belgian Waffle Ride, Nathan, I know you know, but there are these on-road rides that are an American institution. It's not quite gravel. Sure, there is gravel, but it's a very unique thing that we have in the U.S. So, anyways,
well,
Tony,
they're on a break. Tony and Eric, one of the brothers, they've made this break on the climb, and I there's a lot of separation, and actually they've caused the group behind to shatter a little bit now too at this point because of this attack.
well, they don't come back. I mean, literally. I mean, you race across America, 3,000 miles. They average about 20 miles an hour. They do it in 6-7 days, kind of thing. He's good for the distance, but he's just sitting on his wheel. I think that's just him just readjusting or correcting something to get on the wheel here.
Yeah, you're
honestly.
probably right. I think he's just going, look, we need
What
to
level's
work
Tony?
together here. So
91, level 91
that's
Zwifter.
really,
Yeah, so
that's high level.
was that him putting his hand on the back and pushing someone up and saying, you take a little more pull here?
I think it was. I think that's
yeah.
exactly what was going on there.
Like, hey, man, I've done a lot in the last 5 minutes. You haven't done so much. And if you're looking at me to do more, then we got us a problem right now. I need you to dig in. And that's exactly what's going on. This is Eric, right? One of the twins on SISU, the Canadians. Tony has never complained about Canadians. He said he loves them. So I don't think that's an issue. It's not about Canada.
Well, we want them in the timing and the results. I mean, they need timing and results too. Come on now.
100%. Now Tony's pulling through.
Back to the front.
Yeah, and is he attacking here now? It's a long ways to go, but not so long that Tony can't. No, he's not. He's just taking a hard pull and kind of, every now and then, Nathan, when you're a little bit annoyed with the guy you're in the break with, when you don't make things too much easier for them, you kind of stomp on the pedals a little bit of frustration, maybe. Tony's not that kind of guy at all. He is a smooth cat. So Eric Calvanian's caught. So right now, if I'm Calvanian, it's every man for himself. He's got a twin brother, though, so it's not just a club member on SISU. They have a little more skin in the game, if you will. And I would think that Eric might have a little more reason to sit on Tony, especially after listening to the broadcast and knowing what Tony's background here of multi-time national champion, big-time experience in this sport. He knows what he can do. It's going to be fun to watch now. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to rustle up points to know where they stand, will we? To know exactly. Because I have to be honest, I've known Tony for 5 years now, working with him, but I did not notice that this was the Tony Restuccia in the race until now. So I didn't notice. Did he pick up a lot of points? Eric's saying
a little bit of a kick.
Let's talk about some Eric Calvanian, I think, and a good point. Right now, we mentioned that they were twins. His brother David out here, both SISU riders, that's for sure. I'm going to try to do level 82. Oh, man, have you seen the picture of him on the bike, Nathan?
No, I haven't.
If you have a chance, scan over there. Just with his, he looks like an absolute monster. This is the last guy I want to go to a finish line with.
Eric? Are we talking Eric?
Eric, yeah. Holy moly.
Well, he just dropped Tony, it looks like. He gave it a solid little kick, 7 watts per kilogram. Tony's trying to come back, it looks like. What does he got?
Let's see what we've got. Interesting. I'll be color me surprised, for sure. Actually, now is is yeah. Well, we'll have to watch and see what's going on. That group is right there. Does Tony go back to the group, thinking everybody goes back to the group? Hoping everybody who goes back
Yeah,
to
and
the
this
group.
is the oh, and they're right on his heels. They're right on his heels. Look at this.
See, that's what. Did Tony just pull the pin earlier, or is this a major problem? Do we have a red alert situation? It's been some awesome racing, though, guys. I'll give you that. As well, the peloton is basically 6 guys. Nathan.
Eric is now really
Eric's
having.
a
I mean,
stud.
he's off solo. He's off solo at
Yeah,
this point.
this is
Is
all
he going to
him.
be able to make this happen? Is going to be the big question because I mean, look at the time gap. It hasn't gone out. It's been very consistent.
No,
At this
Tony
point.
pulled the pin and went back to the chase group. Okay, that's a fact. Eric did not really. What's the right word here? Get off his plan. He's still doing exactly what he was doing when Tony made a change in tactic. So more power to him. Now, this man's a workhorse here. He's going to be getting the bell with 1 lap of racing remaining. This is going to be it out here on a really challenging circuit in Scotland. I'm impressed.
McCurry.
McCurry, sorry. Going to be really, really challenging.
I didn't know you see that you see those Japanese buildings there. That'd be an interesting
That's not
Scotland.
Scotland.
And the
Yeah,
gigantic mountain.
You know what it was? It was the castle thing.
It was the castle. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. All right, so Eric, how steady 4 to 6, 5 watts per kilogram. Looks like he's gonna be able to pull this one off. I think there's a lot of downhill though coming. A lot of downhill. We might see some attacks for the next sprint here. So, what's gonna happen now is gonna be the question with Ames. Ames looks to go across. This is a big 600 watts from Ames.
And this is all about the only points that are left, as far as I know, are at the finish line, right? So this is all about that in every sense, about the outright race win and the points that wait there. And Curtis Ames has really timed this well.
Yeah, he
He's
might be
been
going
enough-
across here. He might make this catch. It looks like he's going to do it. He's
Certainly
right
looks
there.
like this happens. Well, we're into the finale now. Still a bit of distance to go.
Yeah, look at how strung out that is behind him. More CC riders coming
Every man
across.
for
This
himself
is
here.
back and forth. Really good racing put on by the racers here today. Non-stop attacks, left, right, and center. It's definitely crit style where, it settles down. It goes up the road. Let's bring it back. Now it's turning into the last moments. He's going to make this juncture, though. Eric's going to get caught.
So that opens the door for opportunity now. Boy, so Tony went out so hard, Nathan. And it goes to show you, I mean, that's a classic example, isn't it, of you fly too close to the sun. And, it's like, wow, I mean, every man for himself is an understatement.
The burrito
Man,
right now.
yeah.
Oh, by making it hard on him rather than come work with me to keep those guys away. He threw down the burrito right in the dude's face. Oh,
Only
man.
in a club championship do you see that.
Here comes the road
That's
through
for
speed.
sure.
What are they doing? 59, 59. What do we
And
got
now-
behind here?
And now what's great is now do you want to work with me after I throw the burrito up? It's like, okay, it is on, right? They've thrown down the gauntlet here. This group is now going to try to take advantage of the situation that they're in where they can work together here as we whittle things down in McCurry.
They have the gap and they're working together.
it's
They're going
enough.
faster actually than this pack the last time we looked at them. We'll see if that continues. They're going to have to really burst through here though.
I mean, it's almost like that burrito gets thrown back in your face if you get down to 100 meters to go with that same rider, right? You wish maybe you hadn't have done that. I'm just kind of kidding. But it goes to show you how close this one is going to be, that's for sure. So this is Ames, and it's getting up there and joining Eric
6
Calvanian.
seconds. 6 seconds. Is that right? Yeah, 5
Calvanian
seconds.
did not self-destruct, though, Nathan, when he was caught by Curtis Ames. The two Canadians are now swapping poles up there, it looks like.
Oh,
That's going to be really the only way they make it.
It's touch and go. Seriously, Ames now. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. I'm loving this though. This is a good show. What do you think, Dave? You think they get caught?
No, I don't. I think they stay away. I do believe it. I mean, Eric has shown himself to be so strong out here. I'm just hoping that he hasn't used too much of the energy that he's got in his energy bank. But Curtis Ames, joining up here late, Oh man, it's gonna. I mean, they're not giving up much time, really, through
And
this
those
sector.
other
As a
two are slowing. They're slowing over the top there. But now what's happening behind here? The 470. Oh, another burrito. You
But
can
they're not.
bin it.
Wow,
You
that's
can bin
crazy.
it. You don't have
I
to
know.
use it. Oh man,
Like
Curtis.
they're burritoing their pals, really, or their temporary
Oh
allies right now.
man.
I mean, I get it though. What are you going to do? But yeah, you should probably bin that burrito and hope that Eric can work with you
Did you see Eric
out
almost
here.
like back off because of the burrito?
It's like I'm getting a burrito sprayed up in my face here. I don't need this.
Well, here
It's
we
classic.
go. Here we go.
But you know what? If Curtis wins, Nathan, the burrito, they're making it just a little bit harder for Eric Calvanian here. This is just body blow after body blow after full burrito being thrown. The two Sisus off the front. Got to think that this is going to be such a fast time in our club championship. We'll see if our club winner comes out of this group. I certainly hope so. The way these guys have raced, as you said, Nathan, it's been tremendous spirit out here. As they're down to just a couple kilometers of racing remaining. The steely-eyed Curtis Ames with Eric Calvanian. It looks like it's going to, well, I don't want to say that, Nathan. I was going to say it looks like it's going to be one of these two, but there's still enough
7
time left for
seconds.
one.
7 seconds. Here they come. I thought that they were out of sight, out of mind, but no, it's down to 7.
7
It's coming back
seconds is
quickly.
still in. It's all in play. All to play for here.
They got to
Obviously,
start working
that
together. They have to start really pressing the pace now, or
They've
they're
been
coming
throwing
back.
burritos at each other.
Right?
I mean, it's
Now it's down to
such
3,
a
I think.
unique. The dynamic changes when it's not all about just getting the win for your team. These two are not working just to stay away. They're working to beat the guy that they're in
Oh,
this group with.
what?
And
They're playing games. Did you see that?
second, he puts up the drafting power up. He said, "Here, how about no draft for you then? No soup for you. No soup for you is what." And that's going to slow things down even more, bringing that gap down to 5 seconds. Nathan, if they keep so the definition of cat and mouse is what these two are doing. The SISU Club Championship is going to come down to 1K to go very quickly here with these two playing games. They might even start playing some games in the chase. This is absolutely bananas.
I think they believed that it was coming back easily, and now that it's gone out again, they're sitting
I
around
think
back
the
there.
Chase thought that they were going to make the catch
Yep.
so easily. Everyone
Yep.
stopped working. And it's just this cause and effect. It's a passive-aggressive slugfest.
Oh, and now it's gone back out to like 10 seconds, I think it is.
Now
Let's see
I
if
don't
we
think
get an
they come
update
back.
here.
I mean,
They might
you know,
not come back. That's a lot of time now, and they're out of sight at this point, and now they're playing games again. I don't
literally,
know.
I mean, there was a moment where they were sitting up and letting the other. I mean, it couldn't be any more classic tactics than what we're looking for. They're gone, Nathan. That's it. Somehow they have cracked the code out here in this wild and woolly SISU Club Championship B race. We're bringing this one home now. Curtis Ames and Eric Calvanian. Now, I do want to. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but just because they win this sprint doesn't guarantee that they're club champion. Certainly gives them a better chance. And I think we might as well call it that way with that kind of spirit and energy, Nathan, because that's what it feels like as our SISU Club Championship is coming down to a mano battle with two Canadians here. That some people would argue Canada, the nicest country on the planet. But one of these guys is going to have to go monster mode.
Yeah, and there's a lot of points at the line too, right? I mean, we're talking 200.
But only 10 points difference, right, between
Yeah,
first
that's right.
and second?
That is right.
Yeah,
So that's still going to end up being what is it all about then when it comes to the points that will be added up. We will get that. Matt and crew will have that all set up for you all over at the SISU website later, but we're going to be able to call the final sprint here at least.
All right. So, boy, Nathan, when you look on paper, and it's not on paper, and they've had a lot of climbing, so there's going to be some exhaustion that you have to factor in.
Curtis, though, looks...
It certainly looks like Curtis is the guy who makes more power than anyone else really in this B field at 1,258. That's his personal
He's
best
got
for
a
power.
huge kick, man.
12.3 watts per kilo. Yeah. He's going to be really hard to beat, so that
Oh!
means what? Eric needs to attack him early, I
that
think.
was a really early feather power up. I don't know. That
You take advantage
you have
of
to hold
this.
on. You have to hold on. As long as you hold on and you have your own power up coming through at the finish line, because that's really early to be using that. He could take advantage, but he has to hold on. Oh no!
Fortunately, it's
What?
a ghost. What a bummer.
No,
Like, that's just the worst power up
He's
that
going
you
up
could
over the
have
top,
in
perhaps.
this scenario.
Is he going up over the? It's not going to matter. But
Well,
he has no
he's
idea
gonna
where he
use
is.
it. Well, maybe it wasn't the worst. He's going to take. So
Oh!
there he is. He pops up now. Chris
No
Ames gets caught
way!
up by the ghost.
The ghost! Gary
I've heard of getting
Canadian
ghosted,
uses,
but not
oh
like
my
this.
gosh, I can't believe that just happened. He totally used the ghost to his
No
advantage. Oh
way.
no, Curtis comes back though. Back and forth.
You can't believe it. The sleight of hand isn't going to work. Curtis Ames is going to slam it now. But now let's see what he's got. Can Eric hang on? Nathan, he comes back.
Round the corner,
Oh
round the
my!
corner. This is it. Last kick to the line. It's 200 meters. Who's going to go for it? Oh my gosh, he did it. How did he do this one? No way. I can't believe that just happened.
Wait, what did we just see?
Oh my gosh.
That's
was crazy.
absolutely nuts.
Oh man.
The ghost, you thought it backfired, then it looked like it worked, and then he came, the man with this huge numbers in the sprint, that being Curtis Ames, must have been exhausted from all of that work. They were throwing burritos at each other left, right, and center. We've never seen a finish like this before in the history of Zwift. The SISU Club Championships, Nathan, is one to remember without a doubt.
Oh, that was amazing. Seriously, that was so cool. Honestly, one of the best finishes we've seen in a while between Curtis and
highly enjoyable.
Calvanian. Yeah, big time. Really, really fun. I'm just gonna jump back to Alex Golf real quick here and see if we can get one more little look. You guys, because McCurry. Just I'm gonna be really honest. In McCurry, there's a really hard time to get across multiple streams. It's very difficult to get it to find athletes actually through the companion, and so. We have the B category, and that's what we were able to cover. It's really difficult to get back to any of the other riders. So as
we were in the right place, to be honest. Getting that race, that was the one that was kicking.
It definitely was. Definitely. We do have some of the leaderboards, though, that we can show from some of the other races, but that's about all we really do have. So just as a heads up,
let's take a look at those. Then.
Yeah, we can.
Right?
We can take a look at those.
Shout out to all of our SISU nation around the globe.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like from what's happening over there, Andy O'Neill, from what I was seeing, is having a really good race alongside of John Dupree. It looks like.
Fun.
And there's a good group though of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like, but O'Neill does have about a 6-second gap and is trying to get away from the rest of the group. It looks like to me. I'm going to go ahead and bring us into view here.
SISU.racing, such a wonderful website. Truly great resource for folks who are looking to get involved with the club and connect. Nathan?
100%. They're coming into their final K over in the C's with Jeff Brown, John Dupree, Andy O'Neill, Martin Dompriere, Brofessor, and Jed Ken. Matt Russell just off the back, and David Tennant tried to hang on but was unable to. It looks like somewhere in the top 10 there. So that's the situation in that C category. In the D category, Doug Peterson. Shout out to Doug with a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field, it looks like. Martin Laylor and Jess Galatro, who's been our champion, actually, most likely will be the women's champion for the D category, it looks like, is in with Martin, Eric Yu, and Kevin Gortz. And then the E category, our buddy Alan Crew, Kyle Stallings, Michael Keaveney, and Michael Higgins showing up on the day. I think Alan will take down this crit, it looks like to me. So shout out to Alan in that E category.
Thanks.
In the A's, I don't think we had any SISU riders actually show up for the A crew. Just
some guests, looks like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were in the right place with the B category, it looked like there.
Yeah, that was the sweet spot. I mean, that was 90% SISU riders to start their club championship. So, well, and again, you can always go to sisu.racing and see more of what's been going on globally with the club championships and who ultimately ends up on top. That's a big deal, a club like this.
Yeah, I have a couple of the sprints. It looks like Smith taking the first one, Jeremy Hopkins taking the second one, and Eric taking the third one. That's a pretty big deal, actually.
Those run laps, 2, 4, and 6
2, 4,
that they contested.
Yeah.
And how many points did a sprint winner get? So Eric might have put himself in really good shape.
I'm seeing him on a lot of these, actually. He got 4th on the first one. On the second one, he was 4th again. Curtis beat him only by 2 spots. on that one, and then on the last one he won it, and Curtis was in third. I think Eric won the sprint crit
It's looking good.
championship. Yeah, I think he did. So he made it happen today. That's for sure.
Well, to be honest, what happened in that last K, and I remember when he dropped the ghost power up, joking like, "Boy, you're in a group of two and you disappear. You got to figure then that's going to put your competitor's going to know that you're somewhere near here, and that if you, so you might. But to be fair, he went hard and did get a little bit of a gap, but then we saw that come back again. But Eric showed his spirit by beating a man who, on paper, had actually, I would even say, significantly better wattage numbers.
That's true.
It wasn't like we
Definitely
were
true.
talking about 10, 20, 40 watts. We were talking about a couple hundred watts, but Eric had the better in that moment. It goes to show you that, yes, you can make those numbers, but you had to make them after 29K, after 350 meters of climbing over that duration in a spicy race, and everybody responds differently. So congratulations, Eric. If you did win, I feel a little weird saying that, but I feel like you did. You won in my book. I'll remember you for sure.
I think he got it. I do think he got it. Nice one out there, everybody. Well, I think that's going to be it from us today, everybody. We are going to be heading on over to Majorca. Hopefully, see some of the Sisu crew.
We
Will not
will.
be available for the finals on the road race, so that will not be streamed. But because we will be getting ready to travel on those days. But I really appreciate the time that we've been able to be here with Sisu. And this was a first go test event of streaming with Sisu and with Lead Out. And I'm really looking forward to the next time we get to really push what Sisu is up to. They've got so much going on. And the reality is that a lot of what Sisu does is in our summer when it comes to Zwift, Dave. Like
Right.
most of their events actually take place throughout the summertime, their main events. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, to be fair, Matt's down in Australia, as are a ton of the Southern Hemisphere based riders. So it is a global, Zwift is a global platform, and this is a good example to help us remember it's not always happening up here in North America or Europe. That's for sure. Big thank you, Matt, for everything that you do to help build this community. Nathan, I'm going to guess that we see more than 10 Sisu riders in Spain. I think significantly more, to
Really?
tell you the
You
truth.
think
Yeah,
so?
that's my guess.
Oh
I'll
my
keep
God.
track. I'll keep receipts. If it's more than 10, though, I'm going to be pumped.
That's good. All right. We'll be counting. We'll be counting. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you soon, obviously, over on the Zwift Live for next week and the Zwift Games this weekend. And the next time we're in with Sisu, watch out for announcements over on sisu.racing as well as leadoutesports.com. So as always from Dave and I, ride on.